All right, welcome back to My Life, Sam Radford. On this episode, we have Union City legend Fredo Algebra, aka
Yeah.
Alfredo Gerardo. Right now,
Gerardo,
he has his
Gerardo.
Gerardo. I already
No,
fucked
no,
up.
no, no, no. Gerardo.
Gerardo. Okay, and then my bad fans, but so he has a great project which is out with Chase Moore called Water Buffaloes. I
Yeah.
actually had Chase on a few months ago. And he also has a great clothing line, and he's one of your favorite rappers, favorite rapper in the battle rap world. So thanks for being on, Fredo.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you.
No problem, man. So let's just start it off like nice and easy. What was it like? Were you born and raised in Union City?
No, I was born in San Francisco,
Okay.
San Francisco area. I moved to Union City when I was like 3.
Okay.
So I mean, like all of my conscious, like aware life. Yeah.
And so what was it like for you growing up in Union City then? What was the
Um, it's like an all American city if you like come to the like Bay Area. Like, it's like a small area in the Bay Area in the East Bay, but there's like a lot of athletes that come out of there, a lot of musical talent. There's a shitload of art, like graffiti artists that came out of Union City too. Like people don't know that. So it's just like it's just a place of hidden talent. It's like a melting pot. There's not like a lot of one race. There is a lot of Filipinos like me, but then like it's just a melting pot. All my friends growing up, it was just all different races, man. It was amazing. It's amazing there. I love it. I still love it. You know what I mean? It's good food, really good pizza.
word up? And then so that leads me to like growing up in Union City, like what was your first moment where like you solidified that like hip hop was your thing, like that Allah moment?
Well, I grew up like my dad. He would always be playing like rock music, like classic rock and shit. So I identified with that a lot because I grew up to that. But then like I would say maybe around fourth, fifth grade, because before that, I mean, during those times, it was like the R&B like era, like it was golden too, just like it was for the hip hop era. But I think growing up, there was only like a couple ways you could go as a teenager type shit. Like you could either go like straight goth or like grunge, like rock and roll path, or like straight hip hop, R&B. So those things kind of went hand in hand. So I would think about like fourth, fifth grade, because like it didn't really like rap didn't really explode until about then, like 91, like when the Chronic came out.
Mm.
Yeah, so I was in fifth grade when the Chronic came out. It was crazy, man, because I had my grandpa go to the liquor store to buy me the weed hat that Snoop was wearing, the white one with the leaf, and I wore it to school, and they made me take it. They made me like they confiscated it. I didn't even know why. I didn't even know why. I was like, what the hell's going on?
Damn, they had the hip hop police going on early then.
Straight up, dude. I was like, what is this? What is this leaf? I'll buy it though.
And then so when did you start getting into doing it yourself? I know everybody kind of has the same story, whereas you cipher with friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe at,
yeah,
like
yeah.
whether it be a lunchroom or like at a house party, but like what was your start kind of?
Basically, like I try to dabble with it in the sixth grade and wrote like a rap to like "Today Was a Good Day" by Ice Cube, the Ice Cube shit. And like I patterned my shit just like him. I try to tell a story. You know what I mean? Um, but for me, it was I had like my first love was graffiti. You know what I mean? So I did a lot of graffiti. Um, and I was getting in trouble and shit. Like people were snitching or whatnot, and I was getting in trouble. And at an early age, I was getting in trouble for graffiti. So like once I got kicked out of a couple schools, and the last school I was in for the eighth grade, I met my boy Drake, and then my boy Drake was a graffiti writer too. So that kind of went hand in hand too, like at the hieroglyphics era, Hobo Junction era, where it was like super like underground and shit, and then it's like a lot of graph writers are in that scene, you know what I mean? So like I met him, I looked at his binder, and he was a really good artist. And then I just saw paragraphs of paper, pages, and then he would just send me home with some, and I just read them. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this a little spin because the school I got kicked out of, I had homies there that freestyled. So I was just, this is when I was like just trying. And then there was just one time where this one summer I just went crazy because I just practice like obsessively, obsessively practice, maybe in like 94, 95, obsessively practicing my craft and trying to be hella good, And then after a while, man, it just kind of, I go through all kinds of battles and shit. And in high school, I was battling hella people and, we're just trying to be the king of the high school, stuff like that growing up. So I would say around like the early to mid 90s, I started like going crazy. And then I was like, then I went to the Navy and then I was like, fuck. And even in the Navy, I was battling people, I went overseas and I won a couple of battle, like open, like, like on beat battles and shit, like in Australia and Sydney and Perth. I did a couple of over there and I won a couple. And then like, fast forward, I come back and then, my crew, they're recording. So I'm from a different era of battle rap. I come from like the before thesaurus, you know what I mean? So like I'm actually a dinosaur, you know what I mean? In this shit. But like a lot of people, you could even ask like thesaurus, lush, like but I don't really like, nothing to brag about or whatever. Do they really have to blow the leaves right now?
That's our second guest today, the Leafs. It's okay.
Yeah. So like from there, I come back, my crew like Swarm Shogun and Drake, the guy that showed me, introduced like, the rapping more and, in a more, and then a guy named Super 13. And then we had producers Dice One, Remix, and Remix actually shot some of my videos, Hold Up and Lead the Lambs. I don't know if you've seen those videos of mine. Yeah, Remix is a really amazing, he's just an amazing artist. See, that's the thing. In my era in the 90s, like the real 90s where I wasn't a baby in the 90s, So it's like, it's more of like, we're more hands-on. Of course, there was no internet, you know what I mean? There was barely any internet. So we're more hands-on. So all the people that I fuck with, like that are artistic, like musically, they're good at hella shit. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Swarm is an amazing artist, like drawing, Josh in Great Muda, he was a rapper too. He was like, he beat me in a battle, like back in the day. Like I have it on videotape, but well, I mean, it was me and Swarm versus him and the homie Keen, but it was all, that's neither here or there. But yeah, that's the homie, and he became, fam after that. I was really good friends with him. But like I said, everybody that I know, like we're good at multiple things, like artistically, like me, like we're all into fashion. All of my boys are into fashion, but like artistically, like drawing, whether it be graffiti, whether it be fucking sewing stuff, whether it be like cooking, we're all, Jesus, hold on 1 second.
All right.
So, yeah, and it just goes hand in hand with my point being like Union City has a lot of like, where I'm from has a lot of hidden talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And actually, it's so funny. Like, I love like, because I learn more, like, even though I know quite a bit, I like to think, but that's so cool to see that you're from the era. Like, from my perspective as a kid who's an internet kid from battling, like when it's, beginning modern and you go from WRCs and all that shit. Uh-huh. I saw you and you were kind of in like the second wave of like the first era of grind time. Right. And so like, I maybe thought that maybe you came up on Tourette's Without Regrets and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But that's so cool to learn that. So a few questions based on that is, so when you battled on those open mics in Australia and stuff, was that when you were in the Navy and you were like, your boat was near there? And so
we ported there.
And so what was that like? Because I mean, like doing that and then because like Australia has such a history in battle rap itself, but I've never heard of anybody in that era.
I was battling just like local fools, and then it was hosted by Maya Jupiter, she's like famous, I heard now, but before, like, I was trying to get her number and all that, you know what I mean? I was like 19, dude. So I went over there. I still remember because I have it all on tape, dude. I just can't convert it. I don't know where any of the footage is at. But I used to have a camcorder, a Sony camcorder, and see, that's how you know when you guys, you kids out here don't know about no camcorder action because it's all in your phone now. It's all, you know, you could, you know what I'm saying, just record it there. But before I had a camcorder, dog, and I was like taking it in places I shouldn't have been, you know, and so I was at, you know, we would port, and I kid you not, like the stories they would tell me about Australia, it was like a Disneyland for adults, like damn near like the girls are waiting, like there, like waiting for the boat for people that they already, you know, were messing with, but like just period, like because everyone ports there, you know. So when I ported, I shit you not, man, I had my camera and I was like going down, and it was just a bunch of bitches, just a bunch of girls, man. Like, here, flyer, this, that. This one little cutie just gives me a little flyer, and then it's like an open mic battle. And I'm like, what? Hold on, what is this? So it was just like for a little chump change, and then, you know, one of those battles, you know, like a bar battle. But I ended up battling a lot of my homies on the boat, and they couldn't fuck with me because I was on an aircraft carrier, dude. So it was like full capacity. It's like a fucking city. You know what I mean? It's pretty much like a city. So imagine it's like Top Gun, right? They're flying off my boat type shit, you know? Like, in fact, so we're there, and then, you know, I ended up battling and winning, and then winning the one in Perth too, because the one in Perth was me versus, it was me and the other homie. We were going, but then like I ended up winning the whole thing because I just had I had so much experience battling already. You know what I mean? Like in high school and shit as a kid. And then so fast forward, I come back, it gets even crazier because like like right when it was like right before Thesaurus started battling like tough. Me and Swarm, you know, we had that one battle versus Awkwards and Xi.
Yep, I've seen that one.
That video right there took me, you know what I'm saying, propelled me into grind time because Lush knew me. Well, I knew Lush from doing music. That's the thing. And that's another thing. That's another thing that what makes me different is like I was already making music and shit like that, rapping. And then I started battling, you know, like battling is just like under the umbrella of what I do, you know. It's just if you're a rapper, you should fucking be sharp, you know. And that was just the way me being sharp, and it's fun. It's super fun, you know. So that, and I also come from the, you know, like off the top era, you know what I'm saying, where it's like everything's freestyle, no pre-meds. Like pre-meds were like you know, Saurus and a lot of people were doing that to win like Red Bull and shit, having like a lot of pre-meds, which is cool. After a while I adapted to that, and it was like, damn, no wonder why these guys do that, you know what I mean? But that's another era I came from. I was performing on stages before I was even battling, like for grind time and shit like that. So it's like I knew I made sure I mastered rapping, you know, and in order to master rapping, you have to be good at every aspect. So it's like some of these kids, yeah, they nice, man, they nice, you know, in a battle, but you know, they can't fuck with any of this music shit. You know what I mean? So that's like what I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be like a versatile, like a machine almost, you know, like I've always worked towards versatility since a young age, you know. I wanted to be good at everything. And in that aspect, I mastered the craft, you know?
Yeah, no, and actually, like another point because I'm good. I go all over the place, and but
Good.
you also are known, like in my eyes, as like a great entrepreneur for clothing, right? And so I'm wondering, did maybe like being in the Navy, did that kind of help you being like so multifaceted in who you are? Because I think also the graffiti kind of affects the clothing in a sense, and it kind of just stacks upon one another. And then I saw the other day on your stories on Instagram, you're making some fucking amazing looking food. So like, I'm just like, I can tell it. So did the Navy kind of help you with that in a sense?
What the Navy did was get me off my ass, get me off the couch, have me work my brain, and I like, you know, like thinking about situations in ways I would never have ever did. because it does something to you, man. You know what I mean? Like I was I was a radio man, so like, but I was old school, dude. So I was like straight circuits, you know. So like I was in the message processing center, like I had a top secret clearance type shit, like because I got all the incoming messages, you know. So yeah, like it teaches you discipline, you know, following through, you know, like planning and following, executing, you know. Yeah, dude, it showed me the world. I mean, I was well traveled before that as from a young age, but only in like Asia. Never went to like, you know, I never went to like fucking Australia and fucking, you know, all those other places. We were in Hawaii for a couple, you know. It's crazy, man. 9/11 happened when I was on the boat.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So well, that's a whole different perspective. How did you guys get that news? Like, how did you guys react then?
Dude, I had told this story on the other homies web podcast. It's crazy. Basically, I'll try to summarize it. Like in the like place I was working on the boat, it was heavily guarded, heavily like, you know, like you can't fucking see it if you're not working there. We have to pull down all the sanitize, called sanitize. We sanitize all the screens, so when you come in, you can't see shit, right? But like all the message traffic goes there. So and like I think it was like July and shit. Like there was a flash message, which means like it's like a top secret message of like Osama's plans for a U.S. site attack, like, you know, like to be determined, you know, for the like to be determined for the what do you call it, the location, you know what I mean? I'm not even supposed to be telling it, but I don't care because it really doesn't matter. So that, and then fucking sure enough, man, like 9/11, you know, we're already on the way back from all that Australia shit. So we went from, because I was in San Diego. That's where I was ported. San Diego to Australia, and then Singapore, and then the Gulf. I was in Iraq for like 3 months, and then after that, it was fucking what was it? Hong Kong, and then Hawaii, and then in Hawaii, when you go to Hawaii, it's pretty much you're in the U.S. already. So there's this thing called Tiger Cruise where your family meets you there. So there's like people's families on the boat, dude. When we're sailing back to San Diego, and I shit you not, I was night shift. I worked 7 to 7. That was our shift for ITs. It was 7 to 7, either night or day shift, right? So I was night shift, right? So I was sleeping. Fucking my boy wakes me up. Hey, Gerardo, you know, you called me what, man? What do you want, man? You know, he's like, dude, fucking Osama bin Laden just fucking crashed the planes into the twin. I'm like, dude, shut up, dude. And I 5 minutes later, dude, my chiefs come down. Like, hey, Gerardo, wake up, get dressed. You need to go upstairs. And I'm like, fuck. So I go upstairs, and then my one of my petty officers, they're like, he's like fucking with me, you know. He's like I did something wrong, and I just had to sign shit, you know, because I received the message.
Oh yeah, okay.
So, but dude, it was like, dude, guarded like Delta. It was like Delta security. So like when we got to San Diego, you barely got to even leave. Damn near. It took a while because they searched everything, dude. Like, you know, and coming in, like fools were getting like cavity searches to come back on the boat type shit. That shit was nuts, dog.
Man, that is wild. And
Yeah.
I think a big thing that I've always seen with you is how humble of a person you are. So it's so amazing to hear these stories, like, and like to speak on earlier when you were talking about how, like, on outside perspective, especially like my buddies. Actually, I have this one ongoing joke with my buddy when we hang out. You know, everybody roasts each other. He says we both have a podcast. This is about finance. Mine's about battle rap. He says, stick to your nerdy battle rap, and I'm like, shut up, bro. He edits my episodes for me, so I'm like, you're the fucking. But anyway, the funny thing is, like, the outside perspective on battle rap is battle rap. But it's like I always find, especially with all you guys that I'm interviewing in this series, is like there's so much more to the person, right? On the surface level, like. Fucking Nestle's cousins with Shaq, and he did a play with Young Jock's wife. Like,
yeah,
you, dude, you were on a boat during 9/11 after getting a message. Like, that is insane, man. That is just another, and how humble you are. Like, the thing is, like, you talk about, you don't need to talk about that. Like, you don't need to gain clout off that. But it's funny. I always talk about how small the world is. At the end of the day, everybody has connections. The only person other than a battle rapper that I've interviewed on this is he works for Barstool. His name's Large, and he does a Twisted History podcast, but he's from the financial world, and his stepdad died in the building during 9/11. Him and his wife both worked in so there's like a crazy interjection of two different parts of the world still, and like a different story. It's crazy, man. Like, I always would watch the Howard Stern version of it going on because it was like in real time. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's just such a crazy thing, man. It's fucking wild.
That's fucking insane, dog.
Like,
I don't even want to talk about it. I know a lot of characters like that, man. That shit is crazy.
It's insane.
Is that a vintage Woodstock shirt?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
My mom picked it up for me in Woodstock when she was on. She's a hippie. She was on a Buddhist retreat where she couldn't have any technology.
What year was that?
She's old, man. My parents met, bro. My parents
is that old?
It's an old one, man. And I keep it. It's pretty good condition for what it is. Dude, my parents are like pretty old, right? So cool little side note for you, whatever. They both got to see Bob Marley play. My mom in France and my dad in Belgium. And like they met in Africa. They both taught in
what the fuck? That's crazy.
They met in Botswana. They both taught in a poverty community. And then he's from Britain. She's from Canada. They ended up coming back to Canada because the wife always gets the win, you know. But yeah, no, man. It's I with clothing. I was gonna fanboy out and show you. I just found
oh my man.
I was going through my clothes the other day because I had to get rid of a bunch, and I found an MF Doom, rest in peace, an MF Doom all caps album cover T-shirt that I have from like way back in the day, and it's a Stone's Throw record tag on it. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, that's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Damn, that's sick, dude.
Yeah. So okay,
I got a few bangers.
I'm sure you do.
On my
You're always the man. And like, so and that's the thing, we go all over. So like, we'll talk about battle rap and stuff, but I want to talk about one of my fandom things is the Dirtbag Dan Show. I love the Dirtbag Dan Show. And like, you guys were kind of like the battle rap Howard Stern in a sense, right? Because you had all your different characters and shit. And one of the best things was when Dirt would be trying to talk about a subject and you guys would just talk over him and you just keep going and keep going in the comedy. And that would always fucking kill me, man.
That's hilarious, dude.
And so earlier before we recorded, I told Fredo that I might have a gem for him that could flop or not. But looking back, this is in my memory. I don't know if this is something I made up or not in the storyteller in me, but did you know this like Auntie from Union City who used to like run a brothel or something like that?
Oh man, I don't know.
I remember you guys talking about a very old lady, but she was like an OG and she was like a pimp.
Fuck, dude, I smoke hella weed, man. Like,
yeah. I remember.
Oh, no, it sounds familiar. Hold on, dude.
It's like you and Caustic joked over it because it was a thing from back in the, and it was like, oh, you know Auntie or something like that. And I was just like, I couldn't remember the episode to get like listen back and like get the verbatim.
Damn. Dude, I'm trying to remember. Like, I'm trying.
Was she not in Union City? Was she from Oakland or San Francisco? Maybe.
Man, I don't know. I'm trying to gather it. Like, I would have to hear the context of the conversation, then maybe, because I know crazy shit like that, you know.
Yeah, yeah. It's just one of those things that's like been in my head ever since I heard it. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, I gotta ask him. You know what I mean? Whether or not it works.
Dude, what? Man, you got me thinking now.
Well, it'll come back.
Sure I do know someone like that, but I'm trying to figure out what we were talking about. You know what I mean?
I can't remember.
If you could have pulled up the actual.
Yeah. Combo. See, that's my bad with the research. I'm kind of just like I'm a fucking pothead too. You know. It's okay. We can go back to it if it pops up. Anyway, if it pops up for you. No. But like, bro, like, what do you think from that? Because like from that, it's so funny. Like, because then I'm also such a big fan of 667 Cult and the music group that you guys have, and you and Chase and.
Oh man.
Like, do you like the Dirtbag Dan Show? Like, what do you hold that in your heart too? Because like, there's still diehard fans and people that still like to this day. Like, I watch all the old episodes, man.
Yeah. I mean, I hold a lot of it, you know, to heart. I mean, it was great while it lasted, you know what I mean? But you know, due to unfortunate circumstances, I couldn't continue myself for a show like that. You know what I mean? Only just because like I wasn't comfortable with the situation you know, and that's just totally honest. Like I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. Like I don't want to say any more than that. But I mean, I had fun, obviously, man. You know, we brought a lot of things to the table for that show, you know. So like it was fun, like especially you know, the bar pong, you know, like, you know, I brought bar pong on. I brought all the rapping shit on that show, you know. Didn't even want to rap on that show. Dirt was so against rapping on the show, and I'm like, why? We rap. You know, imagine how tight it'd be if we rapped, you know. But it's not like just me that, you know, but the whole bar pong shit, all the games and shit, I'm the one, even though like a lot of people have done it, you know, or you know, the bar pong, everyone does it. No one's ever called it bar pong. No one's ever like stamped it. You feel me? When I brought that to the table, it became another animal, you know?
Yeah, because you did that on Ruin Your Day in LA, and then you came down to the Dirtbag Show like a week later or something. This is how much of a nerd I am. And you created it. And then now it's crazy. There's literal shows on it. There's a show called Sounds Like. And like it's literally and it's to me it's like it's from bar pong in the sense, like, you know what I mean? Like
it is, dude. But I was on it. If you watch my episode, I had a hard time, dude. I had a hard time, dude, because like they do their multis, and it's like, dude, how the fuck would I know that, dude? I don't speak like that. You know what I mean? But shout out Shuffle T, Liam Kruger, and I forgot other dude's name. Damn, man.
Bagnall.
No, that's Liam. That's Bagnall.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, the other guy. That's the I know. I forget his name.
He's good though. He's good.
Is it Blizz or something, or
yeah, Blizz or something like that. No, that's Blizzard.
No, I know. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Fuck. Bliss. I don't know. But he was good. No, because it was me and him. Oh, if it was Jamie. It was Jamie something. I think his name is
Bleez, Bleez.
Yeah, Bleez. Yeah, because it was Team Fleas. Yeah, so like shout out to them, but like I had a hard time, you know what I mean? But as you can see, when it was like the essence of bar pong, when it was me and Shuffle T doing it, it was easier for me because I do that shit all day. But as far as like, yo, like giving you a hint, you know, that one where they give you a hint and then they give you the whatever thing it was, like the multi of it, and then it's like, dude, how the fuck am I supposed to guess that, dude? Like I don't talk like you guys, and it's just like it was hard, it was difficult. I like the rhymes in the wild though. Like when you find shit like a telephone and then fucking
that was very cool. I remember O'Shea had a very funny one with that.
Yeah.
But it's so funny you said it because like when I had my little stint, obviously, when like battling was getting big and like everybody had a league in their backyard and shit. I remember my biggest thing was like I was such a battle fan, so I would write lines like so geared towards like battle rap. But the fans are a bunch of kids in like a small suburban town in Ontario that probably don't know it. So I remember I had a line that I was like, yo, this is going to fucking pop. And I said, I'm the white Obi Trice mixed with Rowan Fife. And Rowan Fife is like, who's like the head of Don't Flop, right? And fucking crickets, man. Nothing at all. And I was like, okay, well, I guess, you know, but
hilarious.
But no, it's so funny you say that with the show. Like I just loved it for what it was when you guys had the good era. It's funny. So I had Dan on, right? I'm a huge fan of Dan. I've been a fan forever, right? Obviously. I had to like wrestle him in the interview because I was talking about his old music that I liked, like on 30s and like Suburbanites and stuff. And because he's doing the Death Dealers thing where they're not showing their faces, I understand. But like at one point I'd tell him, I was like, Dan, I'm a fucking fan of you because of this, so you should appreciate that. He was like, yeah, I guess you're right. And I was like, don't hate on me for liking. Everybody's their own worst critic, right? That's the thing. But like,
dude, it's crazy, because people will pull up like tightrope shit, and I'll be like, damn, I was terrible then. Well, I didn't think I was terrible then, but I thought I was terrible, you know, compared.
Oh, bro, one of my favorite battles of yours I was watching earlier today, which like I always miss, is when you start off the battle, ha ha ha, and then you just go right in versus Sway 7, man. I fucking loved that.
Oh
shit.
Yeah, like a fucking it was like a kung fu flick and shit.
Yeah,
man.
And Sway 7 comes from that kind of era of like loving that New York, loving the martial arts style. So the way that you chose those angles are so fucking smart to me, man.
Yeah, and then I fucking lost still, and I had the round of the event, dude. Like, you know, the straight one arm round.
That was
like, I remember Ron trying to scare me at first, like, yo, man, I heard that you had some shit. I don't know if I would do that. And I'm like, well, that's why you should just not do this. You know what I mean? Like, you're not doing it the way I'm doing it. You know what I mean? And I ended up losing to Ron too. Shout out Ron. You feel me? That was a good battle. That was like New York. It was New. Yeah, it was a good battle too.
That was quite an event. You versus Rome. Was that when they were doing the follow the leader thing as well? No,
March Madness.
Oh yes,
yeah. That's when Madness versus A Class.
Yes.
And it was Nestle when he had crutches. I forgot who he battled. Though.
Nestle is like one of like the most like soft spoken people in the world, man. Like one of my friends listened to my episode with him and they're like, man, it's like you're talking to like a jazz radio host. He's so nice.
I'd be roasting that fool. I'd be roasting. Me and him when we talk all the time. We used to talk all the time, like during the grind time era. But then now every time we talk to each other, we just be roasting, and I just be getting on his just wardrobe, just.
Well, he recently posted a picture of like back in the day when he was like when he had like Ollie
Did you see my comment?
I saw your comment. Yeah. Just
I was like, what did I say?
You said something about like I can't believe that I haven't roasted you for this yet or something like that.
Yeah, or something like that. Or no, I said I forgot what oh no. Hold on, don't make me pull that shit up, dude. That's hilarious, dude. Nah, but shout out Nasty. He's like one of my best homies, man, for real. Like super, super best homie in the grind time era. Me and him, super similar, like rapping steez.
Makes sense. And both OGs from before too. Like a lot of people don't know about him is like that he had like the showcase thing and he was on Interscope and all that. You know what I mean? Like you've been rapping forever. So I wanted to ask you a question because you said you were doing it in the 90s. I'm such a fan also because I was born in 93, but like Souls of Mischief and like one of my favorite groups. And like I love like Lucky I Am.
Plus OPO.
And so that's the thing. Like, do you have like any fun stories or anything about like maybe running into them back in the day battling or anything like that?
No, not battling. I ran into A plus like along from grind time, but like doing shows with Muda, we opened for him all the time.
Oh wow!
Like, I opened for Living Legends all the time, like as Tightrope. We would open for Living Legends, Hyro, Dell, like Dell shows and shit, Pep Love shows and shit like that. You know what I mean? And then so we had this one show. Lush used to throw it. It was called GURP City. It was a GURP City. I think it was at Club 6, and it was like Lush's event. It was on Thursday nights in like fucking gritty, grimy ass Frisco, the grimy area. We locked down this fucking venue though, and hella people used to come and perform. You know what I'm saying? So one time we opened for Souls of Mischief, and it was Souls of Mischief, and Casual was there. And then me, and I remember it was just me and it was us. Yeah, it was a full squad. It was me, Swarm, and Josh, and we did our set right before him, and we fucking murdered it, dude. Like, Casual went up to me. It was like, bro, you tight, bro, tight right here, bro. And he was like, and OPO was like, dude, because A plus was like, I already knew A plus. But like OPO was like, dude, like, and it was like, that's crazy when you're like idols of like some of your idols, like in rap, like congratulate you almost like for doing what you're doing, and it's good, and it's like ain't no motherfucking Souls of Mischief gonna walk up to you if you ain't tight. You know what I mean?
100%.
So for me, I was like, I almost cried, man. I was like, thank you, man, thank you. Fuck, I still got a picture from that night. It's hilarious. But yeah, dude, like, I ran into a whole bunch of people just at shows, events, like, and because we used to do big shit like underground wise as Tightrope, and Muda, we blazed a little trail for a couple, like 2-3 years.
That's solid. So you have so much experience at this point. You've been through it all. You've been around the world. You've battled in places that are so foreign to you. You've come back home, and then I'm sure you do the freestyles and stuff. But then when grind time comes around, and then you first like see this and see what's changing in battle rap and like the infant stages of the modern era. Like, what was it like for you? What was your opinion towards that?
towards the modern era of battle rap.
Yeah, just versus like everything you'd done because you had been through the ringer, right?
Yeah.
You're like a Four Elements type of person, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't beatbox though, motherfucker. Don't put me. Well, I kind of a little
I'm
bit.
sure I'm sure you have like, yeah, come on.
All right, so like I used to watch Smack DVD, man. You know what I mean? I used to watch Smack. When we were doing thorough shit, we would be just high off all kinds of shit, drinking, you know, and creating, you know, and brainstorming. And I would watch at an early age YouTube, you know what I'm saying? You know, all the Reed Dollar shit, all the fucking like Cassidy freestyles and shit, and we would do our own. You know what I mean? Nothing that got uploaded though, which I kind of regret because we were fucked up, dude. And you know what I mean? And some people don't feel comfortable being seen like that. Me, I don't care because I was killing shit, you know? But I used to watch like Smack DVD, like the real DVDs, you know. So I was already up. I'm like, yeah, it's getting there. And then once the WRCs came, I was like, fuck, this shit's tight, dude. I'm like, this shit's tight because like it's not like the Red Bull shit where motherfuckers were like, I don't know, I don't know, like fucking on beat or like pre-med. It was all like straight up like bars, you know? And I was like, damn, this shit's tight. This is kind of like what Smack's doing, you know, what Smack did, but it's more like organized. And then so you know, from that battle I did with Awkwards and XI with Swarm, Lush knew me from that, so he gave me like I was like, I'm doing this. I went to Battle of the Bay 1 in oh no, was it 1 or 2? 2, the one that in the park at Mosswood in Oakland. I went there to give gear to my boys with the thorough shit. So I was giving gear. I usually XI caught a body in his shirt. Like those are all fucking Easter eggs. If fools still have those shirts, man, fucking still wear that shit. But I went there and I'm like, yo, I'm doing this next time. Everyone's like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Like all the people that know me. And I'm like, all right. So, and then I told Lush, I'm like, next battle, bro, I'm in. And then he got me that battle with Lyraflip, you know, but I thought it was dope. Because I finally thought it was like, all right, it's like another element. It's like, you don't have to be, it's like what you really got, you know, what do you really got? Like, okay, yeah, freestyle is cool, but that gets boring as fuck after a while. You know what I mean? You don't want to hear people thinking about what to say as they're saying it, you know? So it's like, fucking this era was like, yo, I thought it was made for me, man. I'm like, yo, they actually let you write and fucking like rehearse. I'm like, so they gave me the Lyraflip battle. The rest, history, man, went down, you know?
100%. And no, I agree with what you say too. What I kind of reference it to is I'm such a basketball head, so I reference everything in life to basketball. But like,
okay,
you were a fan of freestyles, right, and shit like that, and then like you watch it, but like that can only be good for so long. It's just like everything modernizes. It's like you have like racist white bigots who still think that like the whole "Make America Great Again" slogan. They're like, dude, like, things get better with time. You know what I mean? Like airplanes are better now than they were in the 100 years ago. Traffic is better. Seatbelts are a thing. Masks do actually help you not get sick. So I after that long little rant, the ABA and the NBA were in the 70s, the viewership was at an all-time low, right? And then they merged together. And then the 80s had this spike, and you had Magic, and you had Larry, and then you had Michael, and then history, right? So I find with like battle rap, you have the Rap Olympics, you have Scribble Jam, you have WRCs. WRC, you see that it can be a format, but you see the good and then you see the bad. Like maybe don't get everybody to battle each other within 10-hour span only off of Red Bull and pizza, right? And so I think like, and then I spoke to Direct about this, and he saw the Elements League in Nova Scotia. Then he's okay, we need to make a league and structure it. And that's like, it's what you say, like I was made for this. Like it's the best thing it could be. Like, do you want to be like a local hooper and maybe make $50 off beating somebody at like the local game, or do you want to make it to the fucking NBA? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And that it felt like that for a while. It was crazy, man. Like the fucking the surge of fucking fans and fucking exposure that we got those couple of years, man, from 2008 to I'd say 12. was insane, dude. I would like walk around the mall and people would take pictures of me, dude. Like they were like, let's take a picture. Let's take a picture everywhere I went, dude. It got me so much pussy though. Oh, it was amazing because I would be with girls and they'd be like, oh my God, you don't know who this is. And you know me, I don't really say nothing. You know, I don't tell girls that I fucking battle rap or I fucking even rap. I don't care about that. Like they don't care about that. You know what I mean? I don't want them to care about that, you know? But you know, like it was crazy, dude. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't regret it. I love it, man. It's got me this far, to be honest with you, you know.
And it's a tight network of people. Like it's like the people who you fuck with heavy. Like I look at like this is like a corny thing for me to say, but like what with you guys are doing with your music movement with everybody from you and Chase to like, you know, like 667 and everything. Like to me, it's like a modern differentiated version of Death Row Records in a sense, because you have like formerly Bobby Butcher, who's like great at singing, right? Like a Nate Dogg of the group. And then you have like you who are great with like even like your song on Chase's album, Writings on the Wall, when you talk about being like Bobby Brown, like I love that shit. And so your flow is so different. And then Chase has his own flow. Everybody has their own flow, right? Yeah. And it all conglomerates together so beautifully, you know, like it's so funny. Like I'll show like my friends like a Lush song or listen to Lush, and then they see the Lush interview and they're like, damn, I didn't know Lush. Like I thought Lush was like a young kid from Chicago or something, you know? And but yeah, man. So like that's the thing. I'm such a fan of it. But also I love your clothing, and I love like how throughout you always had thorough and wrapped it to the fullest. So like when did you first start wanting to make clothing?
So basically like me and my like friends that I grew up with, like I said, we're all into fashion. We you know, motherfuckers were like boosting shit, you know, we're boosting like a booster era, you know, like straight low life, like how like same shit. But
how low can you go?
Yeah, but on this side, they were called 484, the team, you know, take everything and more, you know, and then so you know they would do the same shit. I wasn't personally 484, but I grew up with, you know, some of my best friends or you know, and family, but it's not, you don't even have to just be them, you know, like that era, like graffiti and all that shit, like, you know, like it all was hand in hand over here. So like we were always in the gear. I was always in like, we're always in the latest shit in the 90s, you know what I mean? A lot of polo, a lot of just like Eddie Bauer, Nautica, Helly Hansen. I'm still big on Helly's. I collect Helly Hansens. So like we're on that, you know, the first wave of the streetwear era, like Mr. Rags, you know what I mean? Like fucking Maurice Malone, fucking Carl Kanai, all that shit, you know, Pele, Echo, of course, Fat Farm, all that shit. We're all into it, you know, it's, you know, whatever.
Dude, I got Perry Ellis glasses, reference to Biggie's song.
I don't have Perry Ellis anything right now. I used to have this sweater that was ribbed, like you know, there was like lines on it was like stripes on the fucking collar and the ribbing of it. It was fire. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so like a lot of my homies, including me, we were all sneakerheads still, but you know, we didn't know what the sneaker game was then, you know, like we were just in cool shit and trying to wear it all, you know. And then there was a resurgence later on, you know, in like 04, 05 for me, like the whole SB era, you know what I'm saying? The whole like streetwear era. I used to collect SBs. I had like over like 400 pairs of just shoes, and we're just into like shit, you know, all the must-haves. All my friends that I was doing clothes with, all our friends, all my mentors are like big fucking shots now. Like shout out Diamond, shout out Black Scale, shout out A Life, shout out Crooks and Castles.
Wow.
You know, like those are all the homies like back in the beginning stage of everything, when everything was just getting crazy. The hype beast era. That's what everyone calls it. But it's like, for me, hype beast means something different than what people say now, you know? Like before it was like, yo, it's just like a league of, you know, like people that know their shit, you know, like know their shit, like fashion wise. And it was like, they're calling us hipsters and shit like that. And I don't know, you know, it was just like, we just knew what we liked, you know what I mean? And I was affiliated with the store Huff, you know, RIP Keith Huff. All my homies, my mentor Mega from Black Scale, you know, used to run the shoe store. Alfred, everybody, JB now, just Keith Sweets, all of those homies, like they introduced me to a whole new world, man. Like on some Aladdin shit, you know what I mean?
That's
like,
crazy.
Yeah, like I'm meeting with fucking bigwigs, dog, like of the industry. You know, it's crazy. You know, like that's how I'm looking at it. You know, but you know, so that's why now the game is so different to where it's like when we were doing Thorough, it was like everybody was like, it was like gang, it was like warriors. Like everybody would just represent their brand, you know, and go places representing their brand, and then all the affiliates would be together. So it'd be one big ass fucking, you know, circle of people, and you just keep meeting people. I was doing a lot of footwork, you know, like we were going to like, you know, all the conventions before it was called the Magic Convention, before it, like all the agendas and shit now, like the Magic Convention and agenda. And then now it's called like Complex Con, you know, it's all that shit now. But I used to go like before all that, and then we used to sneak in, like Photoshop our fucking badges and go in as Thorough, you know, and then just fucking meet up with all the homies that are fucking could get us everywhere. It's basically, it's crazy, man. It's fucking insane, dude. Like I'm so glad that I did, and I'm still into it, and my son's gonna be into it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just so glad that fucking, I don't know, man. Like I was a part of it, man, because now I can look at people and just laugh. Like, you know, I'm just laughing at people. So yeah.
It's funny you say that because I'm 27, right? So I look at it from the hype beast, and that's kind of what I thought, right? Like because it's like a trend and everything, right? But then so I'm a like professionally money wise, I'm a cook, right? So
really, so am I.
Yeah, so I work at this place called like we're closed right now because of COVID and everything, but it's called Roku Bar and Bites. It's a Cambodian and Laotian street food cocktail bar lounge. And yeah, I'm a cook there. Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
Oh, bro, you're Filipino. I've eaten balut. Don't worry about it. I got
Look, on Saturdays, man, at Long Pro at my at my other job, the one I work at, when you see like with the shrimp and all that shit. Yeah, he eats. Shout out Dean. Shout out Jeremy. You feel me? Aaron at the Birdhouse, Union City, man. That's Old Town Union. That's why it's just a bunch of food. Like the chef is like one of my little like younger homies, but he's a fucking killer chef. He partnered up with the owner of this bird like brewery, and he's a Filipino dude from Union City, and it's like in Old Town Union City where Thorough headquarters was before.
That's
you know
wild. Well, and so
you know,
and what you're saying is like, so you're an OG, right? So I'm 27, as I was saying, and I looked at it from like, so my OGs, and like I tend to hang out with a lot of older dudes because like my mindset's kind of a bit there. So the chef is like a DJ, and then his best friend was like his DJ assistant, right? And they used to rock parties in the 90s and shit. They're like mid 40s to 50s, right? And dude, they still go to this day to all those conventions. Is my point? Is like they're what made me learn that it's different than hype beast. There's a love for it. And as you said, like my kid, my boy, the chef who's the DJ, he just had a kid, and he already got her like a pair of Nikes, and like she's gonna be on the train, right? And like so. In 2019, when we won the championship, you know those little like figurines that are super famous now, it's like the pop shop things or whatever. They're in a box, and like my boy landed. I used to
collect those too,
bro. My boy had to come up on Kawhi Leonard's ones, and he was selling them for $90 a pop at like a convention in Montreal, and he sold right out. And like these guys are OGs like you, so like I see the respect in that. Like it's a different thing at that point, you know. It's like a lifestyle. Yeah. It's like me like watching
exactly. It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't live like this, that's why, you know, I see clothing differently than other people. And it may seem like I'm an asshole, but you know, like I don't really care, because at the end of the day, you're going to be wearing the trash that you're wearing, or whatever you decide that you wore that to wear that. And it's like, that's fine. I've helped a lot of my homies out. They can tell you, you know, like I'm trying to get everybody out the mud, you know, like, cause if you're my homie and you're still wearing like True Religions and shit like that, and fucking, and like Fat Farm polo shirts, like in 2021, if you're around me, I'm going to say something to you. You know what I mean? I'm going to be like, dude, you got to get you out of there, man. Just wear a white t-shirt. You know what I mean?
100%.
If you don't want to spend money on anything like expensive, or, you know, just invest in yourself a little bit, then that's on you. You know, you can invest yourself and totally different in yourself, in your wardrobe. You don't have to do it like me. You don't have to, you know, you can just buy fundamentals, basics, essentials, you know,
Yeah.
and just to shit up, bro. Like, can't be looking like a goofus out here. You know what I mean? Like,
And
I
so
don't know.
many kids these days have the same fucking style. My thing is I'm OGs with a lot of older guys, but then like at the end of the day, like when I hang out, it's like with dudes who used to cook under me at the place I used to run. So like a lot of my friends are like, you know, like the kids that, you know, the tapered bottom, you know, shorts with the high top fade, like and the mop hair, like the LaMelo Ball.
I hate
like,
that shit,
I can't
dude.
stand it. But and I'll be there with like this, or like the other day we were all hanging out. I was wearing like an Andre Iguodala Philadelphia shirt, and everybody's like, "Oh, are you a Philadelphia fan?" Like it was before Game 7. I was like, "He doesn't even fucking play for the team, bro."
Yeah, and people don't even know that. People think he's just from the Warriors.
Yeah, like, shut up. Like, bro, I'm talking about. Remember the dunk in the dunk contest when he had the black Sixers jersey and he went behind the that's what I think of. Like I was wearing a Kenyon Martin jersey from the 01 Nets the other day, and I got
hold on, dude. I'm about to pull out some jerseys, bro. Hold on.
Like, bro, that's what I mean. That's why I wanted to talk to you about it, bro. Like I have a Tayshaun Prince Detroit jersey. I got.
Oh yeah, I had a Tayshaun Prince. It was the blue one, and it had a hole in the fucking like where the like rib was. So I just threw it away and shit.
Oh, I keep this shit, man. Like I still have a Siphon if hip hop is dead shirt from Siphon.
Oh shit! Shout out Siphon, bro. That's LP shit.
Yeah, and 555 sold too, bro. My brother put me onto all that kind of stuff early on.
So I just got this. This is the 196.
Oh, he's showing a light blue Dennis Rodman Bulls. It looks mint condition too, with the pinstripe. Bro, it looks like old school Nets colors almost.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I got a drowsy in here.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? R.I.P.
Petrovic, R.I.P.
Bro, that's European Jordan right there.
Yep.
Then I had to get on them with the.
I got the exact one in purple.
Yeah.
Tracy McGrady, Toronto.
Hold on. Let me pull out an Easter egg.
All right. I'm getting some gems on here today. I like it.
Look at brand new first brand new. Before you even see this, brand new. Feel me?
Is that a Michigan Chris Webber jersey? Are you fucking serious?
Dude, that's how you know that it's like
it doesn't even have the name on it.
Yeah, dude, I wore this in one of the fucking videos for Water Buffaloes. The one that Avo did, the Fade to Black. You see me? I'm shot on the couch with it on Fade to Black and shit.
Bro, I knew I couldn't start. I knew you were gonna flex on me like that. I couldn't even start I was like, fuck. But yeah, no, it's fine. Here's a funny gem for you. There's this store in Quebec City in Quebec, and they make their own hip hop shirts. And I have an Easy E shirt, and it's like it's just a picture of him, and it says, "May the Godfather of gangster rap rest in peace." And in my neighborhood, there's like one of those like old folks' homes kind of apartments, and there's this super old white lady sitting outside the other day. And she says something. I take my headphones out. I'm like, sorry, what'd you say? She's like, that's a very cute man on your shirt, sir. And I was like, is she a fan of Jerry curls or?
I know. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. So now I'm just gonna try to like wear a different shirt each day when I walk by, or like wear like a DMX shirt and see how she thinks he's cute or something like that.
Check this. Check this Garfield vintage.
Oh, bro, that's fire. So do you resell then?
Yeah, I sold a whole bunch of shit already, but I buy and sell, but I'm a collector, man. So
yeah,
you know, man, like,
well, let's bring that on to talk about your new line, which you're wearing right now is Chill Fam.
Oh yeah, Chill Fam.
Yeah. So what brought you to do Chill Fam, and what conglomerated that?
I would say, here, let's go back. So basically, Chill Fam is derived from. Hold on, all right? Can you pause it?
Yeah, I'm pausing it real quick, and we're back.
What were we talking about again?
Chill Fam, and what inspired you to start Chill Fam?
Oh, Chill Fam. So basically, Thorough was a big group. Well, it was we were getting big, you know, and just differences between me and, you know, the guys. You know how that goes, you know, just business. And, you know, we separated, I lost a lot of homies with that. It hurt me a lot. So I went like, maybe like a couple years trying to find myself. Like I was still doing music, of course, but chill fam is just I just picked up and just started doing because I was doing already Eat While You Sleep like a blog before, and then it's just so hard to like do a blog by yourself and a website. So I just turned it into the chill fam stuff, and I'm just like I hooked up with one of my homies that's printing. I have a couple of homies actually printing for me, and they're just like bringing my ideas to life. So basically, I'm chill fam is just a bunch of stuff that just a bunch of fun stuff, you know. And the message is there, you know, chill fam, like you just gotta chill, dude, you know, like if you're mad about something, all you gotta do is chill, just chill, you don't have to be mad, you know.
I like that.
Yeah, it's just fun, dude, it's just fun, like you chill fam, like relax, you know, like relax, like you just you don't have to, like sometimes I'm telling myself that I be getting crazy too, you know. So yeah, it's just a bunch of stuff, and it's like pop inspired, of course, like pop culture inspired. Just anything I think of, you know, anything I'm thinking of, or if I'm, you know, we got a lot of stuff going on, man. I took a little break from it because first of all, I lost the my other printer. I wasn't able to print with my original the other guy printing my first stuff, all the photo stuff, and then now I'm back online again. You know, had a kid, I had my son, so you know, just a lot of stuff. But now I'm like slowly getting back into it. We just dropped the best friends pack. It's on chillfamo.com. That's chillfamo.com. If you guys want to check it out,
we'll link it in the description for the episode as well, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, basically, man, it's just I'm inspired by, you know, like how we were just talking about all the pop culture stuff, all the vintage stuff. I'm just inspired by like just how I grew up, you know.
Yeah, and you see it too. Like I saw the look in your face, like when you were asking me about this, or then when I was talking about a throwback jersey, and then you're like, "Fuck, I got it." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and it's what gets you going, right? Like, the dude who I spoke about earlier, the guy from Barstool who's in the financial world, his podcast is really cool. It's called Twisted History, and they just delve into crazy subjects.
Yeah.
But he was talking to me about work, right? And like he's like, because he was talking to me about this because it's at its infant stage, right? Like you're going to be episode 20, I think. And so, saying like when you start something, like you don't want to be able to do like 5 or 6 of it. Like you want to be able to do 100 of it or 200 of it. So if it's something that inspires you, and every time like you release something new and then you have an idea for something else, you know what I mean? Like, and the clock's always ticking with it. Like that's when you know you're doing what you're supposed to do. Right.
Yep. Very true. It's very true.
And then here's a goofy reference for me is like what sucks when you become an adult is like, obviously you're much more tenured than I, but I used to always be mad that like, you know, sometimes people you think who they are like a circle that you're running with, and then shit falls out, right? But there's a scene from The Bronx Tale, one of my favorite gangster movies that's slept on, is a kid owes the main character money, like $20, and the guy always runs away from him, and he tells like the OG Sonny in the movie, he says like, "Oh, that kid owes me $20. He's always running away." He's like, "Well, he's obviously a piece of shit. So all you did was pay $20 to never see him again," kind of thing. Yep. You know, and I've always like had that moniker.
A lot of messages on Bronx Tale. Like I use that a whole like the fucking door test. I still use that shit, bro. And that shit be working. That shit tells me.
100%. Yeah, no, it's true, man. Yeah. So with water buffaloes, what I want to talk about, because what's exciting to me with fucking COVID and the world opening up again, you guys have a tour. So are you looking forward to the tour, man? Like what's your feelings, you know?
Yeah, man. We're thinking about the dates right now, and we're thinking about like the what do you call it, man? The venues, the titles right now. So because we went all over as you can see in the last tour, the 2020 tour was pretty lit on the back of the shirt. You know,
insane, yeah.
Yeah. So I think we have a couple of Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just trying to go everywhere, you know. You're referencing the shirt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have a couple of Japan dates. Trying to work out the I think we have one in Morocco.
Oh wow. So,
yeah.
That'll be some fire food for you.
Yeah, we're trying to expand here, you know, London.
Man, hopefully maybe one day, like if worlds collide, someday, if there's an event promoter, we can get you guys out to Ottawa. You know what I mean?
I'm super ready for Ottawa, man. Man, I need me some. You know what I'm saying? There's some
and I can put you onto the food here too, bro.
Yeah,
I know all the good Korean barbecue spots, everything.
So wait, are we close? Are you close to Parks and Labor or what? Parks and Labor over there?
Parks and Labor's Toronto. That's Maddie Matheson. Yeah.
Yeah, it's far or what?
It's like 4 hours of a drive. Yeah, but no, we're an hour away from fucking Montreal, which is like one of the best food scenes in the world. Like,
yeah, that's where, dude. Isn't that where fucking Munchies was created?
Yeah, have you heard of Joe Beef? Have you like Joe Beef is one of the most famous restaurants in the world. Like, there's a great Anthony Bourdain has a whole episode with the two owners from Joe Beef, and then like they like have their own like fucking seasonings and stores and shit. But they're like super famous. It's like one of those things takes like a year to get a reservation in.
Dude,
but
I'm ready. That's all I'm about: smoking weed and just eating, man. You know what I'm saying? Just it's pretty awesome, man. And you know, Canada got a lot of pretty girls.
Oh yeah,
I haven't been on that side though.
Oh man. It's bro, we have fun, man. We do have fun. A Real Deal on Real Deal's episode, he's like, man, people talk about the Irish and shit, but Canadians, man, they party, they drink, and I was like, yeah, that's us.
They do. Bender told me a story.
Rest in peace. Yep.
Yeah, R.I.P. That's my brother, man.
That he put me on to food spots. I was a fan of battle rap back in the day. I said, Bender, I'm moving to Ottawa. Where should I eat? And he gave me all the best ones.
Yeah, I took him and Caustic to my sushi spot, and then he told me why the best women are over there, not in Ottawa or maybe Quebec, Montreal, or whatever. He said that because during those days they would send the French, like all the finest French prostitutes there. You know what I mean? And then that's how all the girls are hella like pretty over there, because it's like air of the most beautiful women in the world at the time.
Yeah, well, and like before Canada was Canada, Montreal was still a city, and it was like the fur trading capital of the world. So like everybody was going there too. So like there was a lot of crazy shit going on in Montreal. And everybody was trying to claim Canada at that point too. Like you had the French, the Scottish, the Portuguese, everything, you know?
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
And so it's funny. So my brother, his girlfriend is Filipino, right? And she's like kind of soft spoken and stuff. And when I first met her, me and her kicked it off because I'm such a food guy. So I was like, right away, I say, oh, I had a balut. So you get the respect, you know what I mean? And then we start like talking about lumpia. And then like, she made me like, she made me longanisa with rice and eggs for breakfast and shit. Fire. And my brother was like, Matt, he's like, you guys seem to be getting along more. I'm like, bro, food, you don't need any barrier for language with food. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
if you like the food, then they understand, you know what I mean?
And the respect
you
just goes.
Them. Yeah, you're like, oh, I see what you're doing here. You know, have you been to the Philippines?
I haven't, man. So that's what I wanted to ask you about. Was like, what was it like going there for you? Because like you're an expat or whatever, right?
Yeah. Would you say ex what?
They call them expats when it's like a person born in America going back kind of thing.
Yeah, I went back and forth as a kid all the time, man. Like even through high school, I would spend my Christmas and New Year there almost every year. And yeah, it's fucking amazing, dude. Like I love the Philippines. It's fucking the best food, you know. The beaches are amazing, you know, and it's crazy, man. It's just home. I don't know, man. It's home. Like when you're somewhere and you know it, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just feeling I get when I'm there, and it only happens there and in Hawaii for me.
I agree. I mean, I'm fucking white and I'm from Canada. My mom's, but my dad's from England, and I went for the first time in 2012, and I know what you mean. Like there's like this feeling that I had, like I should have been here already, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like there was a thing where I go there, and then I didn't even really do nothing. I just kicked it every day on the stoop. They would just be chilling, and I just met hella homies, you know. And it was crazy because it would just be us homies just kicking it. That's all we'd be doing, just chilling outside, you know, barely spending any money, only on like eats, you know, only to eat stuff. But I remember I spent my summer vacation there, and it was amazing. Like I was like, I had like American money, but I of course I got it like changed, and I used to just eat, dude. It was fucking tight, dude. I loved it. because there's just so many street things you could eat too. Like I love it.
That's
I
what
just,
I
yeah.
No, sorry to cut you off, but that's what I find, which kind of sucks with like America and Canada, because you have like the USDA and regulations, of course, you know, because you're a cook. Because like we have a thing in Chinatown in Ottawa here every year called Asian Fest, but then you can't sell certain things that are street foods in Asia because they're not technically sound here, right? And it's
Yeah.
such a bummer because like you got to like do it illegally, or like the funniest is like I brought like all my white buddies to like it once, and like we walked by the stinky tofu and like, ooh, what the fuck is that, man? And like one of them ended up getting teriyaki chicken. I was like, why'd you even come, bro? You know, like,
Oh fuck, I hate that. You know what I hate? Nah, this is what I hate. I hate when I go to a fuzz spot and I see somebody just squirt hella sriracha and hoisin sauce in their broth. Dude, dude, my homie did that once, and I said something. I was like, dude, do you know how long it takes to achieve that flavor in that broth, dude? And you just you just put mud all over it. You just mudded it all up. And I was just like, oh man, like
it kills me.
You can't even appreciate, you know?
And like, bro, and like, I mean, it's like something that I get angry at, but like even my boys who are like cultured or from different places, right? Like my Indian buddies or like my Somalian buddies, like they still think Chinese food is fucking like General Tao and like fried rice and egg roll. Whereas like for me, like I was watching this thing the other day and it was like top 5, like the best Chinese dish. And it was like, they were doing like orange chicken and shit. Whereas for me, like I'm a big dim sum guy. Like I love shui mai. I love sticky rice and lotus leaf. Like I'm starting to get into the salt and pepper squid and like the chicken feet and stuff, you know?
Chicken feet is my absolute favorite. If you're ever here, I'll take you to my spot over here. They got the best chicken feet, dog. And they got fire ass, they're like pork buns, right? But they're more like malasadas, which is like a Portuguese donut filled with barbecue pork, dog.
Some char siu.
Yeah, it's char siu, and then but the dough is like a donut. But it looks like a steam bun, but it's baked and it's crazy. You got like sugar on top, and then you bite into it, and it's just like soft and airy and fluffy, and then it's like char siu. So good. And the shomai, the hagao, the fucking I like the taro puffs, like they're like taro, and it's like I don't know what kind of dough, I mean what kind of like wrapping that is, but and then it has like the pork and shrimp inside.
It's crack. Good. Or the rice wrap one where it's like beef or pork and shrimp, and and I forget what it's called, but they cut it with the nut. Oh man, kill it. I die over this shit, man.
Or like the fat noodles with the shrimp in it, and then they like shit,
one of my food dreams is to go to China and get like the head cut noodles where they do it like you know what I mean? Like that shit looks so fire.
There's a spot here that did that. It was all right. I didn't really I don't know, maybe just a spot I went to, you know, because my girl just took me to this Z&Y Szechuan. It's a very famous Szechuan place in San Francisco, Chinatown, for Father's Day, and we got all kinds of shit, dude. It was so good.
Yeah, that's
like fish with the flaming oil.
Oh, dude, hot oil is next.
Yeah, they just poach it. It's like fillets that they poach in this fucking Szechuan oil. Dude, it's insane.
Bro, that's fire. And like that's what I love like about like breakfast, because in the Western world you're like cereal or eggs and that's fucking it. But then like so I used to run, like after my chef got confident in me, I would run the breakfast at the Cambodian spot. And like my favorite thing for breakfast was fucking just steamed dumplings with chili oil, and that like was one of the most ordered items.
With hella negi, negi is or a green onion, and cilantro, dude. And
our biggest like pièce de résistance was we always sprinkled togarashi on shit too, just for the little color and shit, you know. And then we used to make these pandan pancakes. You know, like pandan, it's like green. Yeah. And then also, dude, because I grew up cooking, I guess, in maybe like, I guess you'd say like a French British pub fare kind of, you know what I mean? Right. So it's great. Like, the Holy Trinity is like a mirepoix with like, like, like the very white vanilla type of cooking. So it was so cool for me to learn like about lemongrass and galang gal and like wondering your whole life how they're flavored like this, and then being able to easily flavor shit like that at home. Like I make all my own curry pastes now and stuff, like it's food's just amazing, curry. Man. Yeah, dude, curry. I make it every day now. My girlfriend's like kind of sick of it.
I love all kinds of curry too, like the Chinese one, the Japanese curry, the of course, the Indian.
I like Thai curry. Thai curry is one of my favorites.
Thai curry, though. I was about to say that after.
Or, dude, Cambodia has a really good curry. My boy does like this beef curry, and instead of serving it with rice, he just serves it with baguettes on the side.
Oh yeah, that's fire. That's like boko, the Vietnamese beef stew, and then you just serve it with a baguette, and it's fucking you dip it, and it's fucking fire, dude.
Yeah. No, and I get like, what sucks too is with gentrification and my people is we like you can go to Chinatown here in Ottawa and you get 6 banh mi's for $15, and then
wow.
but then you go to a gastropub and it's a fucking chicken breast banh mi for fucking $16, and it's just like I hate it, man. And then they have to raise their prices because like a lot of my Asian homies, they say their parents growing up in like the 90s and 80s would like go to butchers and get oxtails and shit for free and get bones for free.
And the pig tails too.
Yeah, and then now it's a fucking deli, and like it takes things like how like Korean barbecue started off as peasant food and now it's such a trend. Like it's so funny. Yeah. We like this. It's like the white guilt, man. It's like we fuck everything up. Even on another note, Liberia, we freed this in America. They freed the slaves, sent them to Liberia. And they had slave mentality. We fucked like
no. Hey, I just had banh mi's too on Father's Day during the daytime, and I went to my favorite spot here in Union City, and it's been there for the longest. Cam Hung. I was like, I lost weight for the Navy with that because I eliminated all rice from my diet. I lost hella like 90 pounds almost. And but this banh mi is just amazing, dude. It's just like the bread is so fresh, and then the meat is like the barbecue meat, the grilled chicken, and I like the grilled pork. I also like the head cheese one too.
Oh, or the OG one with the 3 cold cuts and the pate. That's what I get because I'm cheap.
Yeah, that's the one with the head cheese too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's fire. Yeah.
And you know what I love too about that is like I love like the daikon carrot pickle thing. Yep. So I use that with charcuterie boards now because it cuts the fat so amazingly.
It's the best. Yeah, it's just it works like a pickle, It's just like a pickle in a charcuterie board. Yeah, we're not even talking about battle rap. I love it.
That's what I'm about, bro. Because I want to talk about the people that they are. You know what I mean, and what inspires you. And so here's a funny another food one is I'm much more of a ramen guy than a pho guy. I think it's because I'm a big fatty lover. So what I do when I go to Vietnamese, I won't lie to you, is my favorite thing is vermicelli. And just getting vermicelli with like
the bun bowls. Yeah, I love that, dude. I make that at work, dude. I make that at work. We do the lemongrass chicken. I make the nok mam and everything, like the dipping sauce. We'll do like the lemongrass grilled chicken with like an egg roll, and then like an egg or some shit with like the pickled salad. Of course the daikon, all that shit. Yeah, you just pour that bitch on. Oh man.
Oh, bro,
I'm so hungry. I'm gonna make food after this.
There you go, man. Oh, dude, it's just like when I found out about fish sauce because I grew up in small towns. So like my first take on sushi was a California roll. I didn't know about nigiri. I didn't know about sashimi. I didn't know that you're not supposed to mix in the wasabi with the soy. You know what I mean? Like there's only one spot. So no, I get you. Like food is. I'm gonna have to eat after this too now, man. I gotta eat at your restaurant. There's another goal for me, bro. I need to go to where you cook, and then I need you to put me on. Once I make my millions, I'm coming to Union City, bro. And we're gonna.
It's all about. It's my boy Dean Lone Crow. He's just doing like a lot of it's just like a fancier like approach to like Hawaiian Islander food with Filipino twists.
I really want to try I can't remember the name off top, but the slimy purple stuff from Hawaii. It's like poi. Yeah, I want to try. That's the one tough thing, man. Is in Canada, it's a very trendy thing with food. So like right now, every restaurant has a Nashville chicken sandwich. Every restaurant has every one thing pops off. They're like, okay, radishes and jalapenos go on top of tacos. That's all we're gonna fucking do. We're not gonna actually care about what's under the radish and jalapeno. So like that's where I'm jealous with certain things too. Like I've never experienced like Hawaiian food. I've never experienced like American. We don't have good American barbecue up here. Like there's no good ribs, no good brisket. Like,
dude, Hawaii is
like poke at a convenience store. That's all I want is poke at a convenience store.
Dude, you get it at Foodland. Foodland is called. It's like a supermarket there, and they have the best. They have the best fucking what do you call it? Like spicy poke. They have this California one where it's like spicy mayo, and then it's like tobacco avocado in there. So fucking good. And the shoyu based one is good. I'm just simple, but there's just a lot of other food there.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, man.
Yeah.
No, it's funny, like on this food tangent, but that's kind of what I like to do it with, is like near the end, like just talking about what interests you, you know?
Yeah.
And so yeah, man, thanks so much for being on. And like everybody
Awesome.
follow Fredo Algebra on
Yep.
Twitter, on Instagram, check
Yep.
out
At
Water
Fredo Algebra.
Buffaloes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Water Buffalo 667 on Instagram. Check our YouTube out. We have like 5 videos out for the first album, and it's crazy because we weren't even done yet. And then we're about to drop this second album probably next month. We're dropping a single soon. Me, Chase Moore, Water Buffaloes. Follow chillfamo.com on Instagram. Get y'all gear. And yeah, man, thank you, Sam. I appreciate you.
Oh, 100%. I appreciate you, bro. And I'm gonna like, if I'll put a song at the end of the episode so people can listen and then get onto it. And
Yeah.
before we sign off and stop the recording, can you give me the Fredo Algebra intro for the outro?
Oh, West Up, Muda Down, Test Us, Choose a Style, the best known fooling around, man. Fredo Algebra, Great Muda, Union City, California, Water Buffalo 667. Let's go, Sam.